We now have an official date for the preliminary hearing, July 21st. His attorney has gone on record, though, Bob. I just want to remind you, he says, we believe the actual evidence will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas-Hernandez. And, Bob, I'm just curious how in the world they're going to dispute some of the stuff that we already know. I mean, her body was found in your car. There were chainsaws and body bags and tarps and kiddie pools sent through Amazon to your house. I mean, what are they going to argue, Bob? Are they going to say he likes to cool off in kiddie pools at his house and cut down trees in Los Angeles with chainsaws? I mean, where is his defense going to go here?
I'm surprised at you, Cody. I mean, me and my boys always go out with our chainsaws and start cutting trees.
Oh, I'm in the minority here, huh? I'm the one that's the weird one.
Nothing like a good chainsaw. Listen, first off, I find it fascinating, these preliminary hearings, because this shows you where the difference, and it can be profound. In New Jersey, we don't have preliminary hearings. We don't have these opportunities to test the evidence like is going on in what we're watching right now with Tyler Robinson. And in this case, and I just wish we did. I mean, we just get the police reports, a grand jury presentation, and, have at it at trial. That's pretty much it. So, well, I think here, if I recall, there was some dispute about cause of death. There was some disagreement amongst the law enforcement agencies that were investigating the case. Mm-hmm. My sense of the case, and again, we're always here opining about the strength of the evidence and the quality of the proof without really being inside the file. And I remember when I was a prosecutor, it drove me crazy when the media was commenting on things, and I'm like, oh, if they only knew. Right. But unfortunately, we don't know. But at this preliminary hearing, we might. But I don't know. Where are you going to go with it? You're right. These are very strong circumstantial pieces. But I was more taken back that, to me, when I first listened to this, they were having a problem in a fight over the cause and manner of death. And if that is, in fact, correct, and maybe they got their ducks in a row or whatever, I think the defense is going to hit that pretty hard here, as opposed to something nefarious may have happened. And by the way, I'm serious. It's happened. Drug overdose. You get into a fight and something happens and the person hits their head, an accident, you're with a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, and I don't want to be with that person. Or, there could be lots of reasons somebody winds up dead and you look to dispose of a body. I'm not saying that's accurate here. I'm just saying, as a prosecutor, I'm thinking ahead of time, where's the defense going? And now I got to block those roads off. And we'll see in the preliminary hearing. Look, it's so easy. This is just a probable cause determination. So it's a free crack, again, by the defense to test the government's evidence. I can't wait to see this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting. And, to your point, Bob, I do remember us talking about there kind of being this trouble in paradise between, what I think it was the police and the medical examiner about that cause and manner of death. But, again, it was just a couple of months ago. Maybe they got their ducks in a row and got everything figured out here. But, the thing about it, Bob, this case is, it relies on a combination of forensic evidence, digital evidence, surveillance, allegedly, that they have, circumstantial evidence, all the facets of evidence, every angle of evidence you can get. I mean, that's going to be super compelling when bringing it together, even without an eyewitness here. But the thing about it, Bob, these allegations, right, they're extraordinarily graphic. Accusations that this defendant purchased these tools, the chainsaws we were talking about, and dismembered and cut off her ring finger that had a tattoo of his name on it and things like that. I mean, those detailed allegations, those are significant in proving, at least to me, planning and premeditation here, especially if prosecutors can substantiate them if we see it in this preliminary hearing later this month.
Cody, and again, I'm going back in my memory because it's been a while, but wasn't there also an issue where the case was in the grand jury for a really long period of time?
Something like that, yeah.
And then the police file. There was a procedural thing here, too, that happened. And from, again, the reporting, and we have no idea how accurate this is, there was a disagreement as to the charges. And something unique happened in my mind, that a case is before the grand jury, and then the cops took action, I think, to file a complaint. That is a really unusual thing. Again, I don't know whether or not this is accurate. It's what was reported. So we'll have to, on this one, I have to hold my tongue because I'm confused about what the pathologist is going to say, and I'm confused about the way this case came to be charged in the first place. Of course, everything you're saying, if in fact true, looks terrible, but I need to see more here, because this is just raising a red flag to me. Something something wobbly's happening in this case.
Well, the thing about it, Bob, we're going to see later this month now that we got an official date. So I'm sure we'll be talking about it yet again here in a few weeks. But it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless.